Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Last minute revision. In this video we are going to see about the topic digital communication. Will be an introduction video for digital communication. Now coming towards the first slide, in that we will see what is a communication. The main purpose of communication is to transfer information from a sender to a receiver via channel or a medium. Okay, so whenever you are trying to communicate with someone, it is from sender to a receiver, and in between them there will be a channel or a medium, and it can be anything. Okay, while two persons are talking, one is talking and the other person is listening, there is a medium air between them. Okay, if they are very nearby, but if they are at longer distance, there will be a mobile phone or any other electronic device in between them acting as a channel or medium. And the one person will be at one end, it will be a sender, and the other end it will be a receiver. Now below is the basic block diagram of a communication system. It all started from the source, and after that it will start from the source, and from that the second one will be the transmitter. The message will get transmitted from the transmitter, and from transmitter the output of the transmitter will be as an input to the channel or medium. Okay, this complete will be the channel or medium between the transmitter and the receiver. Once the signal is received at the receiver, it will again convert and give it to the required destination. So this is the basic block diagram of a communication system. Now as you can see here, in this one, this is the source. Okay, and a source, it can be in anything, analog or a digital. So if analog signal is there, it will directly transmit it. If any digital signal is there, it will convert into analog signal, and after that it will transmit. This is the source. After that, the next block is the transmitter. Transmitter is something which will convert your signal. It is a transducer. It will convert from one medium to the another medium. It comes under the transmitter. In transmitter, you will also observe the amplification of this signal. That means giving strength to the signal. And modulator is also present in the transmitter. Modulator is something in which a message signal and a carrier signal combination will take place, and it is called as a modulation, so that it can easily transmit the signal. Oscillator is there to oscillate the signal. Power amplifier, antenna, it all comes under the transmitter. After that, next block is the channel. Okay, a channel or a medium. It can be a wire or a non-wire. It can be a wired or a wireless. If a wire is there, then it will be a cable, optical fiber. If a wireless is there, it is a free space. The next part is the receiver. In that one, the receiver consists of an antenna to receive the signal. After that, again the signal will get amplified and it will get strengthened. Then whatever the modulation is taken place, it will again pass on from the demodulator. Okay, then oscillation is also there, power amplifier, and again converting from one medium to another medium will take place in the transducer. Then what comes under destination? Destination consists of either a person, loudspeaker, and computer. So this is a brief description of the block diagram of communication system. Now in this slide we are going to see how the information is represented. Communication system converts information into electrical, electromagnetic or optical signals to appropriate for the transmission medium. Okay, so what it will do, it will take the acoustic signal and whatever the input is there, after that it will convert into electrical, electromagnetic or optical signal. Why? Because it should be transmitted from a medium. Depending upon the medium, the signal is converted. The second point is analog system converts analog messages into a signal that can propagate through the channel. Fine, if an analog system is there, it will directly convert the analog message, okay, so that it can easily propagate through the channel. Digital system converts bits into a signal. Okay, if any digital system you are using, it will convert the bit into a signal. Computer naturally generate information as character bits. Most information can be converted into bits. Analog signal converted to bits by sampling and quantization. If you want to convert the analog signal into digital signal, then you have to implement these two techniques that is called as a sampling and quantizing. Okay, with the help of these techniques you can convert the analog signal into a digital signal. Now let us see this slide. In this slide you can understand that how the process is taking place. This top one is the information source. Okay, from here the format is set and here the message signal if you are using a digital signal. Once the signal is taken, it is converted into source encode. It will convert into a source. Whatever the source is there, it will encode that for this one. This is the code. After that, it will encrypt the signal. Then you will having a channel encode, which medium you are going to transmit. Depending upon that channel encode will take place. In that one, you will introduce channel symbols, and here you will have a multiplexer. From other sources also you will take the information, and here you will have a multiplexer. Then the pulse modulate will take place where the modulation and carrier signal will implement. Then you have to have a band pass modulate. If a high pass or low pass is there, it will modulate. Then there is a frequency spread spectrum. It is used to change the frequency of the signal so that it should not get intercept with other signals. After that you are having a multiple access, and this is nothing but a transmitter. It will transmit the signal. This is the channel, either wired or wireless. The signal is then received at the receiver part. Again it is accessed by the multiple access. Here you will do frequency despread. It will convert the despread signal into a low frequency. Then it will demodulate and again it will sample. After that you are having a detection where you will detect which signal you want to modulate. Here the demultiplexer where the signals are again divided into depending upon the frequencies. Then the channel decode will there. It will decode the whatever the channel encode we have used. Then it will decrypt the signal, decrypt. After that whatever the source we have encoded, now it's time to source decode. Then there is a digital output and here message symbol is introduced. After that it will convert into a format which is nothing but an information sink. Sink is where the endpoint. Okay, so whatever this in this form is there, it is optional, and whatever in this block is there, it is compulsory. Okay, so in all this part you will see a bitstream data. Okay, and this part is nothing but a digital baseband waveforms. So this is the block diagram of a typical digital communication system. In the early stage we have seen the basic block diagram. Now this is the typical digital system block diagram. Now the question arises, why digital communication? One of the reasons of that why digital communication is that it is easy to regenerate the disordered signal. Regenerative repeaters along the transmission path can detect a digital signal and retransmit a new clean noise-free signal. The third point is these repeaters prevent accumulation of noise along the path. The next one is this is not possible with analog communication system. If you use only analog signal system, it is difficult to remove the noise in the signal. So that is why we prefer digital communication. In this one you are having two-state signal representation. The next point is the input to a digital system is in the form of a sequence of bits, that is a binary of memory, which will help in the immunity to distortion and interference. Means like what will happen, you will act an extra code to your signal. What this extra code will do, if your signal get affected by a noise, then this array will help to remove the noise from the signal. Digital communication is rugged in the sense that it is more immune to channel noise and distortion. Okay, so it won't affect with the channel noise, and if any interference is taking place, then also it won't affect. Now other points are that why digital communication. Some of the other points like our hardware is more flexible, whereas analog is there, the hardware is not that much flexible when compared to digital. Digital hardware implementation is flexible and permit the use of microprocessor, mini processor, digital switching and VLSI. With the help of all this, you can easily implement a digital communication. The second is the shorter design and production cycle will be a low cost. It will be a shorter design and the production cycle is also very low. You can increase the production cycle, but the time it is taking to produce it will take very low, and to produce this one it will also take a very less cost. The use of LSI and VLSI, that is large scale implementation and very large scale implementation in the design of the component and systems, have resulted in lower cost, easier and more efficient to multiplex several digital signals. Digital multiplexing techniques, time and code division multiplexers, are easier to implement than analog techniques such as frequency division multiplexing. If you are using a frequency division multiplexers, it will be very difficult, whereas if you use in digital, that is time and code division, it will be easier to access. Some more points on why digital communication. You can combine different signal types like data, voice, text, etc. Any type of data you can implement in that one, and you can combine and transmit. Data communication in computers in digital is nature, whereas voice communication between people is analog in nature. The two types of communication are difficult to combine over the same medium in an analog domain. The use of digital techniques. It is possible to combine both formats for transmission through a common medium. Encryption and privacy techniques are easier to implement, and you will also get a better overall performance. Digital communication is inherently more efficient than analog in realizing the exchange of signal to noise ratio for bandwidth. Digital signals can be coded to yield extremely low rates and high fidelity as well as privacy. Some disadvantage is that require reliable synchronization and require A to D conversion at high rate and require large bandwidth. If you are using analog signal, you don't have to convert from A to D if you are using only analog system, but in digital systems you will require an analog to digital, and it also require a larger bandwidth. Here no non-graceful degradation is there, and performance criteria is important. Probability of error or bitrate error. So this is the introduction video for digital communication. If you like my video, please press like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon. I hope to see you in next video. Thanks for watching.